Welcome to the future. We may not have flying cars, teleportation, or socio-economic parity for all, but what we do have is cloud-based gaming. Well, sort of. In November 2019, we saw the release of Google Stadia, which was set to change the landscape of gaming forever. But, fast forward to early 2020, it's not quite as popular as once believed. It's a bit like that time I bought my mum tickets to the Book of Mormon, thinking it was a nice wee show about Jesus. This could be due to issues like relatively expensive hardware, or the price of a subscription fee to access a marketplace. But fear not, there's a new challenger in town. For years now, NVIDIA have been testing and then flirting a release for its own gaming service, but now it's here. GeForce Now is their foray into cloud-based gaming, which allows you to stream games at 1080p to a number of compatible devices. Now I can hear you asking me, Chris, what makes it any different to Stadia? Well, other than the price, I don't really know, so let's check it out. About a month ago, I dipped into my microtransaction fund, also known as my girlfriend's salary, and bought myself a subscription to GeForce Now. It set me back $4.99 a month. However, there is a free tier, which is something that Stadia has yet to offer. The main difference between the free and the paid tiers is priority queue access if the servers are busy, and you can play for up to 6 hours straight, opposed to the 1 hour limit with the unpaid one. Over the last 30 days, I've been using the service to determine whether it's worth your precious bandwidth. When first booted up, the UI experience wasn't anything special. It doesn't offer up too much in the way of listing the games available, meaning you either have to search for the games you want or hope it's on the featured page. I was left feeling a little frustrated trying to find which games are actually available, and I ended up having to search online for a list of some description. A simple A to Z listing would be a very welcome addition. GeForce Now is connected to a number of gaming platforms such as Steam and the Epic Game Store, and allows you to stream games you already own without having to re-buy them. However, just 1 week after its launch, all Activision Blizzard games were removed. This was due to a quote misunderstanding over the service coming out of beta. It appears that a deal is being worked on, but do expect games to come and go with little notice. So I've based my opinion for this review on the best case scenario for me, which was my PC connected to the router via an Ethernet cable. Now I don't have crazy good internet by any means, but just do be aware that results may vary. Throughout my time using the service, the connection was pretty consistently good, although there were some days where the load times and quality drops were more common than others. I didn't have any experience with not connecting to the servers at all, just some days you may have to wait a little longer. To my pleasant surprise, the games, which are being streamed over the internet, performed much better than I had imagined. I found that when my connection to the servers are at full strength, the games do in fact run at 1080p, but when my connection did get spotty, the games dropped down to 720p, or in worst case, 480p for a little while. Once your connection is back, the game will eventually return to normal. Even high fidelity titles still look lovely and run smooth when at full strength. However, when the quality does drop, it can look a lot like you're playing Snake on an old Nokia 3310. General gameplay for both online and single player games run very well, and most of the time you won't even notice you're basically using Netflix to play games. In terms of mobile gaming, you do need a gamepad in order to play most games, so either fork out for one of those fancy NVIDIA gamepads, or hope you can Bluetooth a controller to your phone. Where the gameplay doesn't run as well as you'd like is competitive shooters. In a space where one frame can be the difference between life and being mercifully teabagged by a 12-year-old in Taiwan, GeForce Now is not the answer. I would strongly advise you against trying to play a competitive shooter, as the odd stutter, input delay, and loss of quality will leave you struggling for that sweet victory royale. I would say that my experience using GeForce Now was extremely positive. I'm not saying that this will replace your gaming system, but if you're out and about or using your dad's laptop, you can get your little gaming fix without any downloads. I mean, hey, just last week I was able to play Destiny 2 while ignoring my grand's racial tirade before Sunday lunch. Overall, NVIDIA's GeForce Now is a fantastic early entry into the cloud-based gaming landscape. With the correct improvements, the service should become a fantastic addition to your gaming setup. Free or paid, you can use the service to kill time when you are away from your gaming setup or to save lengthy downloads. Having access to your games on the go is a blessing, and with no worry of poor quality, you can enjoy your games whenever and wherever you want. I'm very interested in the future of this space. I mean, we know Sony and Microsoft are getting involved, and the more competition can only be good news for us consumers. Let me know in the comments below which cloud-based gaming service you plan to use, and as always, thanks for watching.